All right, what is going on? We are here for some One Piece openings, which are very rare, unfortunately for me. I have a full-time job, so I cannot go to Target early, and Lord knows, I am not hitting a Target restock, so online is my domain. We have here 5 sealed blister packs of OP16, the newest set. We got this from Box Lunch. I actually bought this like a couple of days ago. Again, Poke Restock app. This has been my go-to for most One Piece releases because it has been over MSRP, but fair in the sense of what it costs. So they list it for $10.90. They usually have some type of coupon that's about 20 to 30% off. So per sleeve, these ended up being $8. The MSRP is like $5 and change, but these are sleeved booster packs, right? So these sleeve booster packs are not the same as a pack you would get from a booster box. So what comes out of this booster box is mapped. And for example, for my box, I had 2 hits. I had like an SP, BOA, alt, and something else. These boxes are mapped. And if you buy a loose pack that's not in this cardboard from a seller, it's potentially possible that they basically opened the box, they got the hits already, and they had like 5, 6, 10, whatever, however many packs. They sold it to you, which is dead packs. So a lot of people consider that dead packs, not worth packs. So these are at the very least better than market. I know it's tough times, bro. If you're a One Piece fan, it's tough times, man. Like, unless you go to a local GameStop, not GameStop. No, not GameStop. I meant GameShop. GameStop is selling these for $12, by the way. Unless you go to like a local game shop and are kind of a regular there, I honestly don't know where you get One Piece. And even then, my local game shop, they started charging like 50% over MSRP, which fair enough, like it's still better than market. But like, I don't know, bro. Like I just don't see it. So these come in little cardboard cutouts. They're $8 after the coupon. But for my case, I don't know if it's everyone's case. Last time I was able to do in-store pickup for free. So like each one was about like $7. This time, for whatever reason, it didn't let me do store pickup. I had to do shipping, which I think was like an additional $7, which sucks because you can only got 5 of them, and then you're paying like $1 per for shipping. But the irony is, last time I ended up buying a bunch of OP14. I was busy with work. I did not go to the store to pick it up, and then they canceled my order. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Obviously, it's getting shipped to you, so, you know, you have that convenience, and you're not going to miss it like me. But at the same time, I think they should give everyone the chance to buy it from the store, like for pickup. I don't really understand how that hurts them, you know, supply chain wise. I don't really get it. But hey, you know, I'm not a business executive at Box Lunch. I can't explain it to you, but Box Lunch has been the store to get online blister packs from. PCG players selling these for about $9.50 plus shipping. It's probably going to be like another $2, so $11 per singular pack. You know, again, it's $2. It's not the biggest difference, but it adds up if you're buying a bunch. Like if you want to buy 10 plus, now you're paying so much money just to get it shipped to you, just to get like that extra $2. And of course, it's above MSRP, and it's essentially $3 more. So you multiply that, you figure out the differential. And at some point in time, you're basically in a situation where you're spending so much money for something that really is not guaranteed. This is by the way, the box I got had nothing but Yamato bulk and the Red Ace bulk, which is okay. But my friend wanted to build a Navy deck, and he was so depressed because he got a booster box, I got a booster box, another friend got some things from a pre-release, and there was 0 Navy Admirals. Like, you need like at least 3 or 4 of each Admiral to play the new, I can't remember his name, the new Sengoku deck, So yeah, it was really bad, man. I don't know, like my box was not that great for building a deck. I had to buy a bunch of Yamato stuff. Thankfully, I ended up actually going out of state. I won't ever do this again because it's just not worth it. I just did it for like a pre-release event, and I bought a box at MSRP. But unfortunately, the pre-release event wasn't what I wanted. It was like some weird event where like it's a constructed deck. I didn't know that. So I ended up using my friend's red green Luffy deck, and then everybody else was just, you know, blue yellow Nami, so it was just like an uphill battle. I ended up getting like top 12 of like 30 plus people, so I got like some promo stuff. I actually got some cool stuff. Like I got this that's actually pretty useful in the new starter deck 30 ace deck. I'll probably add this over the Marco. So I mean, it was pretty cool. Like it doesn't have to be like, you know, winning OP16 packs necessarily. I just didn't like it because what it was is that you had to bring a constructed deck, so it ends up being like a regular tournament, and it's just not as fun in my opinion. Like I like the constructed deck a lot more, which is that you just open packs like I'm doing right now, and then from the packs you open, you just try to make a 40 card deck. It doesn't have to be 50, it's just 40. These are actually good. These are actually good, like ace events. Shinobu, the irony here is I actually bought 2 from TCG Player because I needed 2 more. This event, which is really nice. People complain about it. They say that the green blue Luffy is really annoying with this, but it's pretty telegraphed, so I don't really get the complaint. I wonder what. So this is obviously for blue green Luffy 2k, and then if you give it 1 Don, it gets plus 2k power, so it becomes a 5k swing. But Jinbei looking like he's chained up there. And then the Don, which is actually pretty cool. I like this set a lot because of the leaders and the decks that came out of it. For the mangas, I feel like people aren't really that high. Like, I don't know. I get there's like 3 mangas that you can potentially get from here. And I guess, you know, there's a potential chance that, you know, you could get all 3, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like it's not as hyped as OP13. OP13 still people like fawn over and go crazy. Like Target started restocking them and people were going nuts, like going there and buying packs. So I think that for this set, similar to OP14, although OP14 had like Bubble Zoro and like the SP Boa and like cards that people were really hyped about, like for I guess collector or money wise. But this set, I liked the Yamato leader a lot. I'm not gonna lie, the new starter deck 30 kind of rained on her parade a little bit because I didn't have all of her cards, so I just used starter deck 30, which comes with damn near every card you really need, and I had the filler. But I like this set a lot. It's actually a really fun set. I feel like it doesn't really shake up the meta that much. I mean, truthfully, it doesn't really change much of anything. Nami's still on top. The people who are annoying are still annoying, so nothing really changes for the most part. But the leaders are cool. The leaders are cool. Yamato's very cool. Ace is actually pretty cool, although people kind of don't like that Ace. Or I don't know. It's not that people don't like that Ace, but out of all the leaders, he's definitely like the weakest. And he seems to be suffering from just being the color red, because red doesn't really have any like crazy support. But I think, unfortunately or fortunately, the red nougat that's coming for the anniversary will probably have a lot of good like red Whitebeard pirate cards that will boost that Ace. Or what'll end up happening is that all those cards that Ace should have ran will end up working in Nougat's deck better. Kind of like how starter deck 30 Luffy and Ace has like, it just uses the secret Ace a little bit better, in my opinion. Really depends. I mean, it's really not anything set in stone, but so far it seems like people have been liking the Yamato, they've been liking the Luffy, they've been liking the Teach. Not many people I've seen online ranting and raving about Mr. Ace-sama. And then that's the last one of that. Okay. So far, the big hit has been that, believe it or not, that's the thing. I can Google the price of this card and it may be like $2 or $20 or $100. It doesn't matter. This is a hit, okay? Because I'm telling you, between 2 booster boxes and pre-release packs, this guy was MIA. He did not exist. And he's really good with the purple-yellow Rosinante. So he's good in Sengoku's deck. And then he's also good in purple-yellow Rosinante. So he's actually a good card. Like, he's really good because what his ability is on play, Don -1, give up to one of your opponent's characters -6k power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. That's good. Because now what you have the potential of doing, you could kind of pull a Rayleigh where, like, you know, if their card is not rested you could just make it so that next turn it's just not doing much of anything. Or you can play it, and minus 6k is diabolical. Like, you basically now have a potential chance of removing big bodies like Shanks, where he's like 12k body, potentially making you a minus 1k body. And then he has another activate main. You may rest one of your Dawn cards. If your leader has a Navy type, add up to 2 Dawn cards from your Dawn deck and set them as active. That's stupid good. On a 7 curve, you're now ramping twice, and you're going to on a 7 curve, you're gonna minus 1 Dawn, become 6, ramp twice, become 8, and then if you're anyone but Roger, you're gonna be 10 the next turn. And this is from 7, by the way, mind you. This is if you're going first. If you're going 8, then it's kind of whatever. Like, I can see this guy being kind of more clutch if you're going first. That is actually fire, dude. He has the Hellhound on it. Oh man, that is actually fire art. I mean, it's fire art. He's not an alt, it's just fire art. And then here's the last one. The limit was 5. Trust me, I would have bought in 10. I feel like 10 is a fair number. As a matter of fact, maybe I would have bought in 15. I feel like 15 is a fair number. I actually did, when OP13 came out, I bought, at that time, I think per pack was like $7. I think I ended up buying like 10 packs. I went to the store to pick it up. And that was pretty cool. I feel like OP13, me and my friends opened so many packs, like, I think legitimately, because we just kind of were like early to it, we ended up paying over MSRP. I didn't even want to really like pay over MSRP, but my friends paid like, I think like 160 for 1 box, and I think 160 for 2 boxes, and then another box for like close to that amount. And then some way, somehow, I don't know how, but mixed up in there was another box. So we did open quite a few OP13 boxes. We didn't really get anything, like, you know, obviously we didn't get a Ming or anything like that. I don't really remember what we got. We didn't really get anything other than Sabo Wanted poster, which was pretty cool, and I think somebody else got the the Luffy Wanted poster, which was pretty cool. I actually like those Wanted posters. They actually were pretty cool. Sengoku, this is the new leader. He's also a little bit underwhelming because his whole gimmick is that he's very annoying and he has a lot of blockers, and potentially with Borsalino or I think Borsalino is the blocker. It's just not as powerful because Yamato's in the set. Speak of the devil, Yamato, and she has a lot of unblockables. She potentially has the 8 cost unblockable that always is unblockable. She has cards that make her cards unblockable. So it's pretty annoying. It is pretty annoying. And we got the SR Luffy. Actually, this is another guy that eluded me. I actually bought this from TCG Player. I bought 4. He's pretty cheap. I think he's very good. It kind of sucks that he's not Whitebeard related. Because I would love him to use in the new like Whitebeard deck. I don't care how bad that Whitebeard deck is. I want to build it. As you can tell by the map, I like Whitebeard. And same thing with Yamato. Yamato ended up being really fun, and Yamato ended up being actually pretty good. But even before it was announced, I'm like, dude, I want to build that Yamato because I haven't used Yellow-Green Yamato for a while because I don't like the way that she plays with yellow now. It's just too much like Borsalino, Nami, just not fun. Yeah, he's pretty good. Obviously, he's really good in Ace's deck because you can discard, I think, an 8k body, and you make him, as well as your leader, a 7k body, which is pretty good. But in this, again, starter deck 30, Ace, and Luffy, he ends up being pretty clutch because he's a 2-cost body, and then on opponent's a turn, he's going to become 9k. That's pretty good. 2 for 6 is pretty good, and then the 9k, obviously, is also pretty good. I like him. I ended up buying, I think, 4 of him. What I really wanted to pull, I'm not gonna lie, if I had to choose, I really wanted to pull the new OP16 Secret Ace. I did want him, honestly. I don't think anyone in my friend group really like pulled him. I don't think so. I don't want to pay for him because like he's like $12 on TCG Player, which is like, it's just depressing, bro. Like, I understand, like, Enel had it worse. Enel was like $40 or $50. Like, I get it. But I don't know, man. Like, $12, and he's really good. But his ability is like, for what I want to use him for, is that he's a 5 for 6, which obviously is good in the starter deck, Luffy and Ace deck. And then he searches for Whitebeard or Luffy himself, which is pretty good because he could find another Ace, he can find another Luffy, he could potentially find like a Whitebeard card or like a Moby Dick searcher. But $12, man, it's just nasty. It's nasty work, man. Like, I don't know. I would be willing to pay $4 for him, and even that's pushing it in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm spoiled. I started playing this game in like early summer 2025. So at that point, the game was still kind of like not as white hot popular. It was, it was getting up there. It was more popular, but like you could find product, you could go to Mitsuya and you could buy a booster box. It was a lot better at that time, but hey, it is what it is. We've got Box Lunch here to save the day. So we ended up, the big pull ended up being Sakazuki. Again, I don't care if this guy's a 50-cent card. He is hard to get. I don't care. He's as hard to get as Secret A. Is he even a secret? He's an SR, bro. This guy's an SR. Are you kidding me? You're telling me an SR is that hard to pull? And even think about it. Of the 5 packs, what did we pull for Navy other than that Kobe support, which actually might be kind of good. I'll ask my friend if he wants that. But like, you really don't have, and I get it. I understand it's a secret rare. I get it. But you've got to understand that now that these products are harder to come by, like, it's annoying. It's so annoying. And like the inventory's not even there because like this set just came out like a week or 2 ago. And usually Target will have 1 or 2 to 3 weeks of restocks, maybe 2 at least. They've had 1 so far. 1 week, the initial week, nothing else. Walmart has not yet had a Walmart Wednesday drop online for these products. And in my experience, I have not gone to the store physically, but like for OP14, I went to like Walmart. I went like at 2 p.m. during my lunch break. My mistake for going during my lunch break. Found nothing. Found absolutely nothing. Everything was sold out. And then even that was when like the new Egghead Luffy started that came out. I was just trying to like, see like, hey, can I get that? The answer was no. So One Piece is pretty hard to get. I ended up biting the bullet and paying over MSRP. It's still a better deal than TCG Player. TCG Player, this probably would have came to like, I don't know, $10 per. If you find the same seller, you could potentially get free shipping maybe, but you're still paying more than what Box Lunch has. So in my opinion, from what I've seen so far in the current market, Box Lunch has been the cheapest for these sleeve blister packs. When it comes to booster boxes, the cheapest I've seen for booster boxes online has been Double Infinity. We just did a ping this morning for Double Infinity. I don't know if it sold out or not, but with the coupon code, it was $189, which honestly is getting closer to an area. Personally, I will not pay more than $150 for a booster box. Personally, I know that sounds crazy in this current economy, in this current market. The average is like $200. I get it, right? But I don't know. I don't see this as an investment. I just see this as something I want to play. It's already pretty hard to justify you spending $100 on a card game. Now you're spending $200 on the card game. Like, you gotta understand, like in this economy, the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Like, gas is $5 a gallon. Like, it's getting tough. It's getting tough. So, thank you, Box Lunch, and more importantly, forget about Box Lunch. I'm over here talking like I have an investment in Box Lunch. Thank you, Poke Restock. Thank you so much. You're the best app ever. We're able to get this notification. This actually was an hour ago, so it might actually still be in stock. And then this is the Double Infinity we were talking about, where, it's technically above MSRP, but it's well below market. I think right now TCG Player booster boxes are still going for like $220. So for $189, it's $30 cheaper. Obviously, the suggested MSRP is like, I don't know, $120, $130. That's what I paid for it last summer. So like you're paying $50 over what I think the price should be. But I'll be honest with you, as more time goes on and as these inventories become smaller and smaller, because if you're paying attention, OP16 so far has been a set where the inventory has been pretty lacking. Both in-store as well as online, there hasn't been that many drops. Like I said, there hasn't even been a Walmart Wednesday drop yet. But hey, Box Lunch was here. They at least got us to get some packs to rip open. It is what it is. It's not necessarily the best deal, but in a bad situation, it ends up being the best option. at least when you're ordering online. If you want to take your chances in store and go through a brawl of people waiting in line, good for you if you have the time and if you can fit it in your schedule. This ended up being the best option for me, and best option when you're buying online. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for deals on Pokemon, One Piece, Magic the Gathering, Riftbound now, we have a lot of categories we've added. Check out the Poke Restock app. It's on Android and iOS. We also have social media if you want to see some updates and information there, but the app is the way to go for restock alerts.